Siguro if you're setting up a system in hiring the right team or right people, how does that look like?
It's a good question. I have 4 answers to that on what system.
Okay.
4 categories or 4 areas. First, I definitely your pre-screening should be very clear that if you have a recruiter, if you have a headhunter, if you have somebody in your team and not you most of the time because wala ka naman time to really filter, siphon all the resumes you'll get, you need to have that person who's doing it clear on who you're looking for.
Right.
That clarity, not just because of a job description, not just because of certain tone, communication, character of the person, but I think it's good to have the discussion with your recruiter and then give a perfect example of who you're looking for. Kumbaga sa marketing may peg. May peg dapat yung person.
So it's a combination of hard skills, soft skills,
Yes.
work habits,
Correct.
etc. Okay.
Correct.
So that's one.
That's one. The second category there is you meet the person, right, in a work setting and outside work setting.
Right.
Okay.
Face-to-face. Face-to-face.
Obviously. Okay.
Yes. Kasi, again, so let's also be clear. If you're looking for the right team member, there are categories to that also. Are you looking for a right team member to be department heads of your company? Or are you looking for the right team member who will be your right-hand man? But again, as a micro and small businesses, usually right-hand man yung hinahanap, yung all-arounder. Right? So, of course, yung second face-to-face is how the person is, inside and outside. But within that inside, you want the person to also be talking to your team members and your team members to give you feedback, how they felt about this person. Kasi it's a lot of chemistry that needs to be also cleared out. No? You don't jump the gun and offer, a salary kung na-meet na niya yung minimums. But how the person will be around the team. So second part is really to meet the person face-to-face, both inside the company and the outside. Sorry.
Okay.
Third is...
Before the third, bakit kailangan ng i-hire outside?
The reason is you want the person to be not in a formal setting because that creates certain facade. And yung formality na yun, it doesn't give you the right how do you say this, feel of the person. Unless you're outside in a restaurant, you're talking just general life circumstances. And I think that's also another thing in the second category. Do not ask about mostly work because you'll see it anyway, right?
Okay.
You ask about how the person is in dealing with life problems because the problem at work is not just about the work side, but it's life problems, people, issues, etc. How does he deal with his own life problems?
Is it ethical also to ask about their relationships and family?
That's a very controversial question because in other countries, that's a no-no, right?
That's true.
In the Philippines, yung nga sinasabi natin, it's an open book here. You ask for health issues, tell me. Walang HIPAA laws dito. If you ask for personal information, height, whatever, go lang.
May picture pa.
May picture. Diba? Correct. Hindi lang yun. Meron pang ang tawag dito, height and weight and all that, which of course, in the Western world is already being asked not to kasi you're filtering for the wrong reasons. But I still think yes, especially if you're looking for a leader in your company, you want to know the person's life.
Yeah.
And because it also drives you to see how he is in terms of his morals or she is in terms of his moral perspective on life. And you want somebody that people will, look up to.
So, does that mean na hindi ka comfortable to hire a person na hindi mo pa nakikita? Like, let's say there's a resume in front of you, tapos mas prefer mo ba yung taong may picture?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Kasi, I don't know, with photos, kasi, photos have a, may term na yun. You can see a lot of the person, diba? In the personality of the person, how they smile, how they look at you. And then, yung reactions and facial reactions, the body language, speaks millions in terms of the person's innate being. And for me kasi, of course, why would you hire a bad person? Right? And nakukutuban mo yun and di mo makukutuban yun pag hindi mo na walang picture at walang or initial picture at walang di mo makikilala.
Right.
So does video work? I think that's the next question. Pwede ka ba Yeah, absolutely. Pero iba pa rin talaga pag na-meet mo yung person.
Face to face, yes. Agree, 100%.
Diba? Kasi pwede pa rin facade yung video, diba?
The tsaka yung question about asking about the personal relationships and whatnot. Dun mo kasi makikita yung values ng tao di ba? Which is one of the most important,
Yeah.
if not the top important thing, is yung
Yes.
values.
Yes, because the values drives the person's decisions. It's not anything, I mean, of course, technical, black and white policies and rules will drive a certain decision. Pero in how the person will implement that decision will be driven by the values and principles of the
Exactly.
person. Diba?
Yes. Okay, so yun yung second.
Second,
Sorry,
yung-
jump na tayo sa third.
Yung third, you want that person to also mingle with your team, how they are, and pick up the feedback from there. Kasi while you can assess that, hey, this person works well with me, and I think I'm gonna be able to work well with him or her, iba pa rin pag yung team mo kasama. And this is one of the critical things a business owner, 50-50 yung nakita kong observation dito, no? Yung you keep so much in you, malaman ng ibang tao kung ano nangyayari sa business. Okay, is that good or bad? For me, it's bad. Because maliit na lang kayo, hindi pa nila alam kung ano nangyayari. You always want to rally the team behind the business. And any business challenge that you experience, they will help you manage that. And so when you have this person meet the team, you need to know that he can blend or she can blend well, that he can lead the team or she can lead the team. So maganda yung makita mo yung feedback from the team to get them involved also in your hiring.
But how do you execute that?
So best, I think, in the first place, that we're talking about organizations also who are less than 20 employees or 50 employees. You want to make sure that they know. You set the tone. You set the tone that from the very beginning, or if you haven't done it as a business owner, you're already running your businesses, to start setting the tone that I want you guys to be involved, in major decisions and strategies of the company, one of which is to hire the right person to be the department head or my right-hand person. So you set the tone, and then you let the people know that, just introduce them to the business, kwentuhan kayo, yung ganun, and make it as informal as you can
Paano
possibly
ngayon
make
if
it.
you're like not decided yet on the employee? How do you mix him or her with the other employee? If you're not decided on hiring him or her.
Kasi you're
hindi.
still in the screening
Oo,
process.
screening
Still in the
process.
screening,
Yeah,
oo.
oo nga.
Actually, hindi ko na siya papaabot sa employee ko kung alam kong ayoko na siya. And this is the other thing, no? So you already know when you like the person in the first 5 minutes Kino-confirm mo na lang what you already picked up in the first 5 minutes. Parang nako-confirm ka na lang nun. Sinesement mo na lang yun.
Pero just to confirm, yung step 3 is
when you
even
hire.
prior to the onboarding or after na?
Prior to.
Prior pa rin?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you have not hired
Yes, no.
You
him
have
or
not
her yet.
hired.
Yeah, no.
So you executed by like setting up a mingling
Yes.
schedule.
Yes. But that
okay.
clarification dun sa second part pa lang, I'm already deciding to move to the third. Kasi every step niyan para kang filter, di ba? You remove people after that.
So I think I tried that before. When we hired a sales manager, I know you know that before, a girl. And then we set up like a medyo informal meeting with the board and the directors. That was back in 2017-18. Yeah. And yung decision of hiring her is like involved lahat.
Yes.
Hindi lang. Of course, yung first stage, like you said, you already like the person, and yung next stage nga, which is that one. Yun yung feedback ng existing team.
Yes. Did she pass?
Yes.
Good. And then,
At first.
Yes and no.
at
Yes
first and then
and no.
eventually hindi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Controversial
Long story.
pala to
Alright. So yun yung third. May idadagdag ka ba sa third?
May
before we go
fourth
to the
pa.
fourth?
What's the fourth one?
Yeah, the fourth one is, now that kumasa na siya, kasi it's a filtering point, no? Okay na sa team, they love her, okay, or love him, okay, clear. Fourth is, I will demonstrate the skills na. This is the true test. I will have him tell me, okay, now you met the team, you know me, you know the business, I'm sure you've done your research. Can you give me 3 to 5 points of things that we need to continue? Yung stop change, type of feedback. 5 things that you want me to stop doing, to continue doing, and to start doing. So the stop, start, continue model is what I will use.
Okay.
Okay? Because with that, he or she will be able to demonstrate how this whole experience comes together into full form and really think with me. Because again, I'm hiring, again, ang category nito, so I'm hiring my right-hand person. So, kailangan makita ko na, nakikita niya yung perspective ng business, nakikita niya yung perspective ng people, nakikita niya yung perspective ng customers. Kung di siya nagtanong about the customers, negative ako dun.
Yeah.
Diba?
Makes
Kasi
sense,
weird. Bakit yung tao lang tsaka yung operation? So, you have to really look at, tininan ba niya yung all aspects? And are his questions or her questions enabling me to truly understand the kind of, technical savviness of the person, apart from looking at the harmony or the culture and how we have, implemented our vision, mission in the company. So that's my fourth. Test him in that na. So na full fruition na siya na ngayon. Here's what I think the company is, and here's where I think it can go. And dream with me. Parang ganun. Is this dream tallying up with me as well?